this semester. So I'm basically, research Johns Hopkins. I'm finally doing research at the first research university where I am studying Russia's relations with far-right political parties in the European Union, about how he can subvert the unity of the European Union. And I'm finishing up this 40-page paper, and I'm hoping to submit it to undergraduate research journals. That's a big goal of mine, because one of my TAs told me that it's hey, if you want to get admitted to a PhD program, one thing that really helped me was submitting to an undergraduate research journal. So all these people are here for you, and they're that base and support. And a lot of admitted students ask me, do people want to work with undergrads? They love working with undergrads. I think most professors most enjoy working with their undergrads, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a really great answer. That is also something unexpected and cool that I found too. And that's that I was told going into college you were going to be in a lecture hall with 500 students. No one's going to know your name. No one's going to care whether you turn in your work. No one's going to care why you didn't turn in your work. And while there were certainly some classes, and there are some professors that are like that here, the vast majority are not. So that is a very cool and unexpected thing. I think my entire trajectory here at Hopkins was cool and unexpected. If you had told me 4 years ago that I would be starting a PhD program in sociology, I wouldn't have even known what that was. And so I think that the opportunities are endless and lots of cool things happen all the time. I don't know if you were looking for a specific event or about social life on campus or what, but I think that your answer was hit the nail right on the head. Yeah.
There's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah.
Piggyback off of that, because one of the things that on the tour I was with for a while, I know people were asking about, well, where's Peabody, where's Bloomberg? So a lot of people have this vision of Hopkins. If you haven't visited Johns Hopkins, you think, it's a massive institution, massive. Massive employer in the state of Maryland, biggest research by funding, by federal funding, grant funding, biggest research university in the US. But I hope you've gotten a sense of this, that because the undergraduate programs are all located here on this campus, and Peabody is downtown, and Applied Physics is somewhere else, and Bloomberg is downtown, and they're all dispersed, that you really get the sense of a small campus in a big university. So if you have students who you are working with who want all of the benefits of being at a major research university, a big institution, but might not do that well at a huge state school, I think Hopkins is a very good option. Before coming here, I spent 17 years at Cornell, and I sometimes contrast Hopkins to Cornell because we have very similar histories and also very similar institutional organizations in that Cornell is also a med school and a vet school and a blah, 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 blah. And also a land-grant university for the state of New York. But if you've been to the Cornell campus in Ithaca, most of the university is there, besides the med school, which is downtown. And so it's big, and the undergraduate population is big. And it's got a totally different vibe than it, but very similar in university. What Hopkins offers undergraduates here is that small campus environment where it's a small student body, smaller classes, a lot of attention from your professors, and the advantages of having all that, everything that a research university brings. So I say that because I think, this might not be the right place for every student. But for that kind of student, I think Hopkins is a really good place. Other questions? I don't think that all the time. Yeah.
What was your high school GPA?
I don't remember. I was ranked 17 in my class. Okay. I don't remember what my GPA was. 2100 SAT for the 3 and a 32 on the ACT. But I couldn't tell you what my GPA was. I can tell you what my GPA is now if you really want to know, but I can't tell you what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So my high school weighted based on 3 levels. So honors AP was a 6.0. They called it Excel, which was some of the bands and some of the orchestras was a 5. And your prep classes were a 4. So I had a 5.35, which in terms of A, B, C, D, and And like we didn't distinguish A and A minus, so like I got a bunch of A minuses, but it all counted as a 4.0. I think I had a 396. So I was ranked third in my class. And then I had a 33, and with math and reading, I think it was a 1500. So, but the scores are like, it's fine. Like it's not the biggest thing. I think like a lot of people get really caught up on that sometimes, but it's really about like why you want to go to Hopkins and what motivates you and like what like lights the fire in your belly that like, you know, drives you to want to study the thing. So I don't know, like the numbers are like, it's a game, but as long as you're like in that percentile range, you're like, don't need to worry about it. If you want to go. It's just like, it's kind of weird. I don't know. It's like, okay. I will tell you, but it's like iffy.
When you guys applied, did you guys apply for this program, or did you just apply to Hopkins?
Yes, I applied early decision and I applied as an international studies major.
I was regular decision. I did apply with IS.
So I was early decision and I applied, and on my application I said I wanted to study international studies, but you don't apply to the major itself. There's only one major that you apply to, and that's BME. Everywhere, like I got admitted into Hopkins and I could choose any major I wanted.
In fact,
So-
because you didn't declare.
So does that matter when they're applying, where they're applying?
No,
Not really.
Yeah.
There ends up being a distribution, but like it's,
Yeah.
When you're, I'm Kate Rufford again. I used to work in the academic advising office, the general advising office for the university, so I used to work with all of the incoming freshmen. So when students are admitted to Hopkins, they put down a prospective major, but throughout that first year, as Dr. Van Morgan mentioned, we really do want them to explore as much as possible. So even if you're a pre-med, we don't want you just taking all pre-med classes. If you're international studies, we don't want you just taking all of your IS courses. We want you to kind of branch out. So it's actually amazing how many students will put on their freshman profile when they first come in, I want to be this, and by the end of their freshman year, they're like, actually, I want to be that. So there's nothing that says that because they're coming in with a prospective major in international studies that they have to remain that, and there's nothing that says that they can't change to IS by the end of their freshman year when they officially declare.
So my question is, so they all come in, they all say, I need to you in, and I really love this, and this is what I want to do, and they write their essay, and their activities are all kind of tailored to, I've done this, and this is what I want to do. Does that help them with their entrance into the school? Because it's like you look at them and go, this kid knows. You know, this is what they want. Yes, they're fit for us, and this is why we want to admit it. That's what I'm kind of. Is that helping?
I'm not an admissions officer, but I would assume that everything that they bring to their application has some sort of variable as to whether or not they are admitted. Yeah, so extracurricular activities, their essay, their letters of rec, you know, their interests, what they've been doing, especially for our direct matriculation program for the freshmen that are wanting to do the BA MA program with SICE. We take a very interested look into what their activities are, if they are internationally focused, have they studied abroad before, do they have an interest in IR, that type of thing. So for that program in particular, we look at everything. But I'm sure that the admissions office in general does as well.
Apply to that program now that you can apply pre-freshman. If you don't get in, do you just drop down in the general admissions pool?
You're in the
as well?
general pool, and
So it's like BME, basically.
It's like BME, and then they can apply, just like anyone else, as in the sophomore competition. Yeah, exactly.
What happens if they want to drop out of that? Let's say they get into that.
They can drop out, yeah, they can decide, we do have that, occasionally, you have some attrition, yeah. But so we leave it open.
Did you say how many might get accepted as freshmen into that program?
There are roughly 6 spots. It's a little bit difficult to get that specifically with admissions being what it is, but there are roughly 6 spots. It's extremely competitive. I mean, that's what extremely competitive. Yeah.